2 bags, nothing extravagant. The receipt says more than it should again. No party supplies, no unusual treats, just the normal weekly shop. And somehow the number on the checkout screen keeps creeping upward. Across Australia, most households have a default supermarket. It is near work, near school, near the train station, or just the one everyone knows. The aisles feel familiar. The loyalty card is ready. The habit feels harmless. But grocery loyalty can quietly cost real money. Choice Australia's supermarket basket work has repeatedly shown that households sticking to one major chain can overpay by around $3,000 a year compared with a deliberate multi-store routine. That is bill money, and this is not about being careless. Busy households choose convenience because life is full. Someone is finishing work late, someone needs lunchbox snacks, someone forgot laundry powder. The supermarket wins because it makes one-stop shopping feel like the sensible option. Here is the reframe. The question is not which supermarket is cheapest. No single store wins every category every week. The better question is which store should do which job for your household. ALDI's advantage is strongest on predictable staples, dairy, pantry basics, frozen vegetables, and household cleaning products. The savings are not just a one-week special. The whole store model is built around fewer choices, simpler displays, and lower operating costs. But this is where the middle of the story gets interesting. The cheapest store can still become expensive if you walk out with 3 unplanned things from the middle aisle. A bargain camping chair is still extra spending if you came in for milk and pasta. Coles and still have a useful job. They win on range, specific brands, and rotating specials. If your household always buys the same cereal, sauce, coffee, nappies, or cleaning product, the half-price cycle can matter. The trap is buying something because it is half price, not because your household uses it. A special is only a saving when it replaces a future full-price purchase. Otherwise, it is just a discount sticker persuading you to store clutter in the pantry. Rewards points can help, but they are not the main strategy. And everyday rewards work best when you activate offers, redeem points, and avoid changing your basket just to chase a boost. Passive points are mostly marketing with a delayed treat attached. Fresh food is where a lot of families miss the real cost. The cheapest tomato is not cheaper if it goes soft before dinner. The herb bunch that wilts by Wednesday has a different cost from the one that lasts the week. For some households, the third job belongs to a local market or independent grocer. In Melbourne's southeast, that might be. In Adelaide, Perth, Brisbane, Sydney, or a regional town, it might be the busy independent produce shop with fast turnover. Is one example, not the whole lesson. The portable rule is turnover. If a local grocer moves a lot of fresh produce quickly, prices can be sharper and freshness can be better. If the store is quiet and stock sits around, the advantage may disappear. This is the mistake normal households make. They compare store against store instead of system against system. ALDI versus Coles versus is less useful than asking whether your weekly routine reduces waste, avoids impulse buys, and keeps full-price purchases under control. So pause on this. In your household, what is really costing more? The price on the shelf, the convenience of one stop, or the extra food and impulse buys that sneak in because there is no system? The system is simple. One list, 3 jobs. ALDI handles predictable staples. Coles or handles targeted specials and specific brands. The local market or independent grocer handles fresh produce and protein when that option genuinely works near you. The staples run should be boring on purpose. Milk, eggs, rice, pasta, oil, frozen veg, cleaning products, lunchbox basics. These are the items your household buys again and again. They do not need a fresh decision every week. The major chain top-up should be targeted. Check the app before leaving home. If something you already use is genuinely discounted, buy a spare or 2. If it is not on the list, the special tag does not get a vote. The fresh run depends on what exists near you. A busy market, an independent grocer, a fruit shop near school pickup, or a butcher with sharp weekly deals can all play this role. The key is not the label. It is turnover, quality, and whether the stop fits real life. And if you live regionally, the system may look different. So maybe there is no ALDI nearby. Maybe one monthly pantry stock-up makes sense while fresh food comes from the local shop. The principle still holds. Give each store one job instead of letting one store set every price. The extra time has to earn its keep. If split shopping adds chaos to an already stretched week, it will not last. But if the extra stop fits beside school sport, work commute, coffee, petrol, or a library run, the routine becomes much easier to repeat. 3 traps wipe out the saving. First, middle aisle drift. If the special buy was not on the list before you walked through the door, walk past it. The goal is not to win the aisle. The goal is to lower the weekly bill. Second, premium house brand creep. The nicer packaging often sits between standard home brand and the big name brand. It feels sensible. Sometimes it is, but check the unit price and ask whether the upgrade actually changes dinner. Third, delivery fee drift. Grocery delivery can save a difficult week. But if it becomes the automatic default, fees and higher online prices can quietly eat the savings from the whole split shop system. For a household with a large weekly grocery bill, a consistent split shop routine can save more than $4,000 over a year. Not through deprivation, not by eating worse food, just by stopping one supermarket from deciding the price of every category. That money has a job. It can cover energy bills, rebuild a buffer, pay for school costs, or take pressure off the month where everything lands at once. The grocery saving matters because it comes from a habit you repeat every week. Do not redesign your whole life. Start with 1 week. Write 3 columns, staples, specials, fresh. Put each item in one column before you leave home. If an item does not belong anywhere, it probably does not belong in the trolley. First, build the permanent staples list. These are the things your household buys almost every week without debate. Once the list is set, you stop reconsidering them every Saturday. They have a job and they have a store. Second, check specials before you leave, not in the aisle, not while hungry. Before you go, mark only the items your household already uses. That single pause protects you from buying a bargain that was never needed. Third, find your fresh option. It might be a farmer's market. It might be the fruit shop near school pickup. Test it for 2 weeks, price, freshness, waste, and whether it fits the route your household already drives. If grocery spending is only one leak in the household budget, the next guide looks at the wider cost of living review, bills, insurance, subscriptions, car costs, and the boring quarterly habits that quietly save money. Prices and availability vary by store, suburb, state, and week. This is general information based on publicly available data from Choice Australia, Blue, the ABS, and market pricing examples. Your local options may differ, so check current prices at your nearest stores before shopping.